So with Avengers Infinity War and Avengers 4 serving as the sort of final chapters of the current MCU, where we know they're going to transition into a period of uncertainty, and certainly the directors of the movies are teasing that, something none of us are expecting for the future of this franchise, things are always up in the air. And with the 21st Century Fox acquisition by Disney looming in the distance depending on how that goes, which it most likely will go through by the end of summer of 2019, things are going to get even more interesting in the MCU itself. Well, recently during some interviews, Joe Russo, one half of the directors of Infinity War, Avengers 4, and of course Civil War and the Winter Soldier, was directly asked about the introduction of Wolverine into the MCU, specifically about what James Mangold did with the character in Logan. And here was Joe Russo's response. "I think there's always new stories to tell. Maybe it's 10 years before the next Wolverine story. Who knows? Someone's gonna come attack me now for saying that. There's always a path forward if there's a story worth telling." So yeah, there's our first word on maybe the expectation of Wolverine in the MCU and how they would go about it. But you really have to think about Wolverine as a character. In the comics, he didn't appear with the original X-Men. You know, he wasn't a part of the core team. He appeared later, and he made his first appearance in a Hulk comic, and the Russo brothers have been very adamant talking about that aspect and how much they love that comic, and that's one of their prized possessions. And they've certainly teased that they want to be the ones to bring Wolverine into the MCU, but like he says here, it could be 10 years from now, and certainly following Logan, that's a tall task. It's like following Heath Ledger as the Joker. We know you can't live up to that, so you only back yourself up into a corner. So the longer it takes, and the story they tell has to be perfect in their eyes, and it has to be something worth telling. So what they're telling you right now is, look, just when the acquisition goes through, don't expect Wolverine to show up right away. It could take some time because they have to play this perfectly if they want to satisfy everybody, which honestly, that makes me more comfortable with this idea than ever before.